is up, you guys, and welcome to the Chosen League podcast, where Fire Sports content is the name of the game. I'm your host, Devin. Make sure you guys like, comment, subscribe, hit that notification bell so you can be notified every time I upload an episode. Watch this episode all the way to the end because I don't want you guys missing out what I have in store for you today. I hope you guys had a great Merry Christmas, um, and lots of joy, fun, laughter, memories. But man, we had two Christmas games yesterday. the the Chiefs versus the Steelers. Patrick Mahomes, Kansas City Chiefs versus Steelers. Then we had the Houston Texans play the great Baltimore Ravens. And first, I'm going to break down, the Chiefs game. But before we get into all that, as we know with Netflix, this game was on Netflix. So let me know in the comment section, should there be more NFL games on Netflix? Also, let me know your experience on the game. Did you have any buffering? Did you have any lags? Because me, on the other hand, credit to Netflix for getting that fixed. I didn't really have any issues watching both games, and it was great. But yeah, let me know in the comment section. Should there be more NFL games on Netflix? The NFL is pretty much on every network. Prime Video, ESPN, um, ABC, so on and so forth. NFL Network. But anyways, with the Chiefs in mind, the Chiefs basically, for the first time, we actually seen a game where the Chiefs actually win by a big margin. They win by more points, defeating the Steelers 29-10. Patrick Mahomes 29-38, 320 yards, three touchdowns. They did miss a field goal in that game, and it was good to see Hollywood Brown out there, making his runs, making plays. Xavier Worthy scored a touchdown. And credit to the Chiefs, they were dominating more so with their passing game, and defensively for them, they still did their thing without their best player, Chris Jones, who was out with the calf injury. So that had to sting a bit, having your best player. And plus, you know, just to see the confidence and the magic that Patrick Mahomes was producing with his performance, playing with a high ankle sprain and still being Mahomes. So when I say this, the Chiefs won with their passing game. They were dominant in their passing game, and credit to Travis Kelsey becoming, the third tight end in NFL history to get a thousand receiving yards. Credit to him. He did his thing. And to the Steelers' point, I think for Russell Wilson, you're a veteran quarterback and you're still running loosely with the ball. Come on now. And after that fumble he had when the Chiefs defensive player caused the fumble, I think Russell Wilson was having flashbacks from the Ravens game because that's what happened when he ran loosely with the ball and he got hit. So and there were times where there were a lot of there were missed calls. There should have been some pass interference calls on the Chiefs, but hey, the Chiefs just happened to be the better team, moving to 15-1. But the Steelers on one part, I just think Russell Wilson wasn't able to get comfortable in the pocket. He was too busy trying to rush and force a lot of plays, especially on that one play where George Pickens was on the outside and you have your other receiver up the middle, and Reed has to make a decision. You have your cornerback guarding George Pickens. So now the Reed, who was the safety, has to decide whether to come downhill, and help guard George Pickens, help his cornerback guard George Pickens, or he can stay. He chose to stay in the end zone, which ended up becoming an interception. And I just think with Russell Wilson on that play, that wasn't a smart decision because you didn't have the ball in the proper location where your receiver can get the ball. You put it right into the defender's hand, and Reed, safety for the Chiefs, just read the eyes of Russell Wilson and automatically knew. And their run game was pretty good. It was getting so great at first after you know once Kansas City got their first points on the board, and then you seen the running back Warren. I actually love this guy. He's a great running back. Warren, 6 carries, 50 yards. When he came when he came there, when the Steelers got the ball and he started running the ball, he started getting it down the field, and then that eventually led to the interception by Russell Wilson. But hey, they now sit at 10-6, which puts them from being division leaders, being number one in the AFC North, to now being a wild card. And Mike Tomlin has not had a losing record, and he's been producing and getting to the playoffs. So now it's questions up in the air. What is next for Russell Wilson? What can you expect from Russell Wilson moving forward? And man, it just is what it is. Defense, Patrick Queen, them there was a moment where they T.J. Watt blocked the pass, deflected the pass, and it could have been an interception then, but hey, that was a great play by the defense. Moving on to the last game of the night, my Baltimore Ravens playing against Houston, Texas in Houston. In Houston. So let me tell y'all, I mean, history was made in both games, but this right here, Lamar Action Jackson, 10 to 15, 166 yards, two touchdowns, two passing touchdowns. And he also had 4 carries, 87 yards with one rushing touchdown. Credit to Lamar Jackson for surpassing Michael Vick to become the all-time QB rushing leader. And then Derrick Henry makes franchise history. 27 carries, 148 yards, one touchdown. It was his 14th rushing touchdown this season, but he made franchise history with 16 touchdowns. And there was a lot of highlights in the game. Obviously, Lamar Jackson running for that touchdown, that really, and he had an he's been having an MVP caliber season. Statistically, he's beating the candidates right now. Saquon Barkley and Josh Allen. So in this was embarrassing. This was so embarrassing. I wasn't even expecting the Texans to get stomped like this at home. 31-2? You get stomped at home in your house. And credit to I like the jerseys though. I ain't gonna lie. They jerseys was super clean though. But man, I mean the when you look at the Ravens offense, they started feeding Derrick Henry the ball in the beginning, and Derrick Henry started getting down the field. Then all of a sudden, Lamar started taking off running, doing his thing. Zay Flowers was getting the ball down the field. There was a big pass play to Mark Andrews, who got down the field and got to the 10-yard line. Isaiah Likely on that one play. No, it seemed like nobody could touch Lamar Jackson. He was just moving and grooving, like playing his style, being the dual threat quarterback that we know, the MVP that we know. And he ends up getting a he threw the pass to Isaiah Likely and puts his hand up like he already knew that it was a touchdown. The no look is crazy. And so defensively for the Ravens, they played their game. They did start to slip up a bit, the getting the ball, allowing CJ Stroud to throw the ball across the middle of the field to get an open receiver. And then they started to readjust, and they kept putting their foot on the gas and never looked back. 50 tackles, 6 tackles for loss, and 5 sacks. And Hamilton, y'all fail to realize Hamilton, for the defensive player for the Ravens, got an interception. He's prone to get those key interceptions for the team. It's amazing. And moving on to the Texans, C.J. Stroud, 17 to 29, 185 yards. I mean, the scuffle before the game, and I just think the Texans were too hyped, and they got beside themselves. They got cocky because I know number 51, the defensive player, he was hype hollering. The defense was hype when they were making defensive plays, stopping, especially when they got the safety on Derrick Henry. And that just in my mind, I was like, why didn't he go through the hole? He's trying to cut to the outside. But anyways, Nico Collins was a factor in the game. Mechie the third was a factor in the game. But honestly, when you get super hype in a game and you feel like you're all on top, like even though you're not winning right now, they were just hype based on the plays that they were making on defense, and they got too relaxed and they got too cocky, and the Ravens just served them some humble pie. So I just feel like Houston let this game slip away from them as they fall to 9-7. Ravens were 11-5. Now we're the division leaders. We're gonna win the AFC North. I just feel like CJ Stroud did all he can, and it just, you know, he was getting down the field. They needed to switch it up. They should have just stuck with the passing game. But honestly, getting those runs here and there, they were pretty good for the time for those certain drives, certain downs. But they just let this game slip away, just like the Steelers. That's what the Texans did, just like the Steelers. They let the game slip away, but the only difference between with the Texans is they got too cocky. The defense got way too cocky. They were all hyped up because of the plays that they were making on defense, stopping the Ravens from scoring for that moment. And the Ravens capitalized on that and said, okay, we're going to take what the defense gives us. And Lamar just had one of those games, an MVP caliber season. And he's going to get his third MVP, and hopefully they win a Super Bowl this year. But anyways, that is all for today's episode. Once again, like, comment, subscribe, hit that notification bell so you can be notified every time I upload an episode. I'm Devin, and I'm signing off.
Thanks for watching. Subscribe here to get the latest from the show.